The Under-20 International Series has landed at Wynberg Boys High School, and there's not a long time till the action gets underway. If you hear those cries, those are the cries of the boys of Wynberg Boys High, ready to watch the junior Springboks take to the field, and this the second of two matches today on the second of 3 days play. The final day is coming at Paul Roos on Saturday. But for right now, let's take in these under-20s representing the green and gold as Coach Kevin Foote looks to expand his squad. Victorious by 97 points to 0 against Chile 5 days ago at Rondebosch Boys High. They take to the field again, looking to impress their coach and to book a place on that flight to Georgia at the end of next month. Fiji are also going to be taking part in the World Championships. Chance to impress the coach before the flights of Georgia. The junior Springboks take to the field once more on the back of a international days ago.
Taking on
Stars entering the field, but they know in front of them are stars as well, and if you want to be in the first 15 or in the 23, you need to shine consistently. Fiji will be traveling to the Under-20 World Championship to take on France, Australia and Spain in Pool D. While SA Under-20 will have a challenge in the form of the Georgians and the Welsh and beyond. So much to play for. Dylan November is the man in the middle, and we have 80 minutes of entertainment on our hands. Let's get it on! Up and away from Isi Kelibari, what a player he was in their opening fixture, Fiji, but they have a fearsome task on their hands in trying to contain the beast, which is South African rugby, and especially that guy. Captain of his side today, Vusi Moyo, launches it downfield effortlessly, as is his wont. Ledua knocks it back. Here's Gliomi, a player who's already played at senior level for the Sharks of Durban. And for the Blitzbox as well, by the way. Already traveled for his rugby overseas. Here's Orange laying waste to defenders, immediately getting about their business. Here are the junior box. Brits, Jooste, Moyo. Silky as you like as Matle Sitole gets onto the front foot. You can see that systematically the South African side have improved exponentially from years gone by when they went stuttering into World Championship competitions. The tap and go comes from Brits. Takes on Tuvalu. That step leaves him on the floor. Oh, yes. Big hit on Sitole as he tried to make some meters. Brits, the Fijians have effectively slowed down the South African attack for now. Popped to the outside by Jade Malan, back inside for Khaliyomi. You can't slow that down. The junior Springboks put 5 on it early on.
That is number 15.
Is that a harbinger of doom? A sign of things to come? Luan Khaliyomi over for the first try. Cannot wait to hear the styles in which the commentators of the world refer to that young man. Khaliyomi. I'm guessing he'll be known as Galumi. Moyo is going to put the ball on the tee to attempt the first conversion. If you weren't aware, he was there last year when the junior Springboks won the Under-20 World Championship for the first time in some time. Captain Moyo puts another 2 on the board. Boy, the future is bright for that one. Ball on the center spot. Now, Fiji have a job on their hands to control the pace of this match and to keep the ball out of South African hands, to be clear, which is difficult because the ferocity on defense is equal to that on attack of those in green and gold. But when they do have the ball, you've just seen how quickly they can turn that into points. Highly effective when they get opportunities in the red zone, or in any zone, to be clear. And Moyo's boot can get them places without much effort. But now the Fijians have potentially their first chance to construct something in an attacking sense. And Isikeli Bari, their number 10, is whom through the entirety of their play goes. Now the challenge at line-out time will be strong as well, as Hatting and Orange are serious about their business. The ball at 2 for Fiji, uncontested. They take it clean. Good start for the Fijians. Bari moves it into the midfield. Here's Satala. He's a danger man. Tabako Thoro, the vice captain. Just look at the freedom with which the Fijians are running on the outside. Truly they fly. Now, Kabale keeps the momentum alive. Buinamisi gets it away. Tabakau Thoro. You can see that the Fijians have grown in confidence from their first outing against the Georgians, in which they narrowly lost, having led at half-time in impressive fashion as well. Bari having to backtrack and pick up the pieces. Almost surprised not to see a green and gold jersey flooding all over him. The counteract from the baby box, too strong, the junior Springboks.
When I say junior, you say box.
Playing the ball on the ground, penalty to the green and gold.
Junior!
Moyo. He needs to license that boot as a dangerous weapon. Slams the junior Springboks into the 22 in a position for an attacking maul, which is one of their finest weapons. That weapon being the power of their scrum pack. Without Kai Pratt today, bit of a foot injury, drops off the bench. One of very few changes to this squad. Orange takes it at the 2. The junior Springboks set the rolling ball, and it's rolling immediately in. The cavalry comes advantage as that sack came too late. Thus it was a sack. Brits away to Moyo. Moyo out the back of the hands, and the interception ball almost there. It got more and more dangerous as it went down the back line. Time to take a breath after a frantic start to this one. Moyo just leaning back as he walks. You'd have to hope not limping at all. Would be a truly terrible time to pick up an injury. About a month away from the World Championships. Mahle Sitole. feeds the line out. Absolute perfection. No challenge from Fiji in the center. The junior Springboks go wheeling in. Real power from the green and gold, and they've scored again. 2 tries in the space of 6 minutes for the junior Springboks. What a game this guy had off the bench. Quinton Potgieter, his name by the way, wearing the number 6 today. Scored an unbelievable try to close out the match on day 1 for this SA under-20 side, and they took care of the Chileans, showing that he has tremendous pace as well as power. Moyo.
Let's go! A successful conversion there from our captain.
Metronomic.
Moyo adds 2 more points to our score.
Moyo.
14-0 for the junior Boks against.
It's got to be demoralizing knowing that there's a man with a boot like that on the opposite side of the field. Here's how the try came about. Just so much space down the center. If Fiji did not bring that last rolling maul to an end via collapse, you may well have seen something very similar to what you just saw there. Isikeli Bari gets us back underway, and Hatting rising highest, but he has it snatched away by Savanatha Kabale. Outrageous athleticism from this man, the big number 5, to get up higher than Hatting being lifted, or at least as high as Hatting being lifted, and tap it away from chest level. So Fiji have manufactured another chance for attack here, and they would do well to hold onto possession. They have that penalty advantage, and what can they make of this now? Got to get to ground and try to have 2 bites at the cherry, not allow for the junior Springboks to kill the ball there, and they have managed to avoid that. Now they can employ their expensive attacking skills on the outside, see if they can get anything at the first time of asking with that penalty advantage waiting. Taka brought to ground. Buinamisi off the fingertips. Buinamisi cutting back in field, handled by Moyo. Manhandled. Away by Taka. Moving it into the midfield, some space to run into, but green jerseys galore now on the outside, looking to exploit the pace. What a pop! Oh, the Fijians are flying! Savanatha dots down. What a start from Fiji. You give them 1 chance to attack and they'll capitalize. Bari with ball in hand and a smile on his face. The pop over the top created half the chance, and then that injection of pace finished it off, because it was Rokusuka who went for the goose step, just had the defender asking a second question, created the chance for the pop back inside. Well, you would have to say that for all sides involved, this tournament is working out exactly as planned. Junior Springboks looking to expand their squad, ask the questions of those who might not have booked their place quite yet. Fiji growing from the last game to this. If you watched the game from Chile moments ago, their second half was something else. Buddy. Only groans produced by that attempt at posts. It's 5 points to Fiji. 14 to the junior Springboks.
It is 5 points now for Fiji. The score stands at 14-5.
Great tenacity on attack there from Suliana Savanatha, one of the standout players from the Fijian effort in round 1 against Georgia. You can see he's very much built in the style of so many Fijian Sevens players down the years. So tall, so strong, so quick, so powerful, so clever as well. Taking a walk on the wild side right now, Fiji, with construction of this exit from the kickoff. Just about producing the ball. And under pressure, they'll send it long. Taken in by Khaliomia. Well. Fiji flooding through, securing the turnover. And they're playing with chest right now. Walking tall. Inspirational efforts in that loss to Georgia, especially so that first half. Georgia had a chat at half-time and managed to apply their power to the situation, only to secure a 6-point victory. So this is a great challenge for this junior Springboks side, as it will be in 4 days' time at Paul Roos when they take on Georgia next. Just the kind of build-up that they need for the Under-20 Championship, and perhaps the kind of build-up that was missing in years gone by. And part of the reason why this team in green and gold struggled to win a world championship for such a long time. Fiji have secured possession, and they're onto the front foot. Good strong run from Saliosi Taka. Buinamasi. Bari keeps it moving to Korinawai, the captain of the side, cutting back in field. Tabuka Thoro. What an offload to Korinawai. You just got to love the way these guys play. Well, very much off the feet. And so pulling out of the contest for the ball on the ground. Tuvalu gets knocked backwards. The line speed of the junior Springboks changing the paradigm momentarily. Buinamasi keeps it going to the right. Bari is the heart and soul of this Fijian side. And Taka goes on another hard run. The chip over the top is inaccurate, and it may be deadly as a matter of fact, because this junior Springbok side have some deadly talent on the outside. Fiji rescue the situation well. Tuvalu trying for the turnover. Not quick enough. Jade Miller, who's gotten his hands on the ball a couple of times early on, the right wing. Clears from the base. Penalty South Africa. And they've quelled that opportunity from Fiji. But the warning shot has been sent. It's not going to be like it was against Chile, boys. It's going to be a tough one. Line out South Africa. Mahlesitole, bad timing on the lift from Hutting. Always hard to single out anybody being wrong at line-out time. It's all about the way that your systems work, the timing of the jump, the lift, and the throw. So everything seemed to be on point there besides the timing of coordinating the lift and the throw. Barry sends it high. It's going to fall in an awkward position for the South African side, but that's very easily tidied up there by Christian Forster. Brits plays it to a blind side, and the Potgieter handling the first defender. This kid's special. Advantage South Africa. Oh man, they are blowing holes in the defensive line of Fiji. Fiji cannot allow them to touch the ball. They just can't. Mahlesitole, out the back of the hand. The chicken wing finds Orange. Brits clears it quickly. The try is on. Flooding through on the outside. Oh yes! The cover defense is deadly from Ledua. Smashing hit. Driving Gert Kemp into touch. Brilliant rugby from both sides. Oh, Fiji not afraid of the physicality that the junior Springboks are bringing. In fact, they relish it. Massive line-out feed there, and under pressure, they've taken it well through Naevo. Once again, not content to clear right away. They crash it up through Korinawai. Cool as you like. Buinamasi finds Bari. Bari finds touch up towards the halfway line. Nothing wrong with that. Coach Andrew Tui Osborne of Fiji will be over the moon with the way that this match has started. Besides, of course, the 2 tries they've conceded. Trailing by those 9 points. Fiji as the junior Springboks feed the line out. This time Hutting takes it clean. Peter van der Merwe, the hard running inside. Center, another penalty given away. The halftime break for the junior Springboks should feature some furrowed brows. And should include some consternation. Barry knocks it into touch. The Wynberg boys are having a good time, as they should be. Here on their home turf, where they usually watch their first team play. over the top. Apologies for any language you may have heard, and away they go. Spreading it to the outside. Here comes danger. Steenkamp's on the outside, and Steenkamp muscles up into the hit of Ledua. Gets his man. Brits. Oh, that ball is ridiculous from Brits. Oh, my goodness. And he's back on it. Bustling his way through, looking for an offload. He's kept the play alive. Somebody's got to get in there. Well cleared in the end by Christian Forster. That pass from Brits, he had two options, and just to delay it and go beyond the money, finding Sitole, who just couldn't hold on. Here's Moyo, who can throw a dream ball himself. Khiliomi with the hands. Porchita. You need more than one to stop him. Brits inching their way towards the try line now. Fiji have got to stop the flow. Jooste occupies a couple. They set the ruck again. Brits is able to clear. Wave after wave of attack now from the junior Springboks. Brits is going to get it free. Look at the numbers lining up to the outside. Fiji are giving it all they've got, but they're going to run out of it eventually here. Fighting for the line is Christian Forster. The arm extended, the try scored. Ferocious power from this junior Springbok side. Wow, Brits to Christian Forster. Perhaps the least impressive piece of play from the junior Springboks all along the way was the scoring of the try in the end. Needs must. Over they go, another 5 on the board. And they will be looking to subdue this effort coming from the side of the Fijians, which has been considerable thus far. One of those few changes to the side is Christian Forster in the 13 with Olunje Mehlomakulu making his way out of the team. Moyo. Flags in the air, 2 more points on the board. Another player missing from the lineup for the junior Springboks, Lindsay Janssen, scorer of tries galore on day 1, who's been replaced by Jordan Steenkamp. One last look at the try from Christian Forster. One of the few changes to the squad from 4 days ago. Joey Salmans in the background. All sorts of refereeing development happening during this tournament as well. We've got a referee over from Portugal, Diogo, top man. Kickoff is high. Hatting pulling out this time. Another great effort from the Fijians at kickoff time. This time it's another one of their tall timber heading into the sky, Suliano Savanatha. And it's a scrum. Fiji are so productive, this kickoff technique. I call it the Kane and Moody technique. Because the Bulls, when they need a kickoff returned, or the Springboks, they can just pop one down the center, send Kane and Moody after it, and I would say you have even more than a 50-50 chance of a positive outcome.
Grunts. Point. Sit.
Jordan Jooste getting the plaudits. I believe somebody may have called him Mahi, which for our international viewers translates to small stomach. Might have been a bit of a tongue-in-cheek one, that one. Moyo, what a match he's having in the number 10 yet again. When does he not impress wearing that jersey or any that he puts on his back? Working his way into earning some caps for the Sharks. Next season's going to be a big one, no doubt. Here's the big guy. Oh, yeah, bumping off the defender, Peter van der Merwe. Just grunt work that he gets involved in. He's asked to do so much for this team, and he's more than happy to step up. Lovely hands from Matle Sitole. Puts it down, he gets up, he goes again. Athleticism from Christian Forster. Turnover attempt unsuccessful from Fiji. It's physical stuff from the junior Springboks, and there's a great pace that they develop as well. Fiji have got to find a way to get some more jackal attempts or any way at all of slowing down the pace of this junior Springbok attack. Jooste. Brits gets it free. Van der Merwe. Brits, look at the pace of the recycling on that rack, but Fiji committing no players to the breakdown point. All the same, Orange crosses the gain line. And now another quick recycle. Gert Kemp looking to get on the outside of a defender. Brits is there, and a flash! Over the line, the junior Springboks. The line's too strong, the pace too high. Another try to the green and gold. Looks like Kemp. Jeepers. It really is exhausting even to watch. Never mind to defend. Imagine picking your body up off the floor to make tackle after tackle on young men of this size. Helping themselves to try after try now against Fiji. As you can see, the fatigue starting to enter some of the bodies of those young men. And this is how the scoreline can keep racking up. Like it or not.
Seconds. 20.
Moyo, that pretty much wraps up the young man. That picture right there. 20 seconds to go. I don't know if he's telling the referee or his teammates to relax. But he's relaxed. And he puts it over. No surprise. Moyo puts another 2 on the board. Brits, time after time, feeding whoever may want to get a taste. And it's Luke Cannon, indeed, in the number 8 that makes it over. What a loose trio they have there. Quinton Potgieter, Gert Kemp, and Luke Cannon running wild. And these Fijians have plenty to do. In just under 3/4 of the match that remain. Moyo gets a great connection on that. It's flying directly towards us here. And that was only saved by the scaffolding. You can see the intent writ large on the face of Orange and Hatting to get their hands on this ball, to put up a contest. Oh, good line out by Fiji, but they just couldn't hold on at the crucial moment there to tidy things up. Suliano Savanatha. And Fiji have another chance to attack. Barry recognizing there was no chance on the outside. As that South African defensive line just continues to put pressure time after time. The counterattack almost successful. This guy is so important for the Fijian efforts. Jehoshua Ratulamai, the big tight head prop against Georgia, had to leave the field and come back on after an injury to continue his efforts. And when he's not on the field, you can see a distinct difference in the scrum power of Fiji. The scrum power which will be tested here today against the junior Springboks. No question.
Crux. Bind. Sit.
Meli Boynamasi fed the scrum, which came to an end awfully quickly. Jordan Ewerster is the number 1 to whom Dylan November was referring. And the choice from Fiji is to take a shot at posts through Isikeli Barry, which would bring their tally up to 8 and leave them trailing by 20. They have shown that they are game here in the opening 25 minutes of this game here at Wynberg Boys High School. Rondebosch Boys High School was the first venue 4 days ago at the Tinky Haynes Field, and what a day it was. But today it's been clear to see between Chile and Georgia the improvements that Chile have made from the first game to the second, which immediately shows the value of this tournament. The same can be said of Fiji, who were great against the Georgians and are doing quite the same here against the junior Springboks. Slipping in the mud. No worries. Barry slides it home all the same with a little bit of bend on it. There we go. Well, if he knows about Cape Town in the winter, every single rugby match you play, you better reach down into your boots and push away that mud. The coolest guy on the field, Vusi Moyo. Oh, that is perfectly placed. Look at the chance he's given to his forwards to get underneath the ball. They do get there, they knock it on. But all the same.
So you just pulling your engine. You need to give me the. Okay.
So when they talk about dropping a ball into a box, if you'd put a box there, that would have been the absolute perfect place for Vusi Moyo to kick the ball, and he gave his teammates all the possible time to get underneath that ball. Those studs are about to be tested. I wonder if they've cleaned theirs out as their number 10 did.
It's outside, outside. Crowds. Point. Set.
Many Buinamasi feeds the scrum, and this time the junior Springboks get about their work. Penalty. Now the Fijians, they'll know what they have on their hands with this junior Springbok scrum. With every passing minute of the match, the lungs burning just a bit more, the legs too. And the junior Springboks will be licking their lips and looking to drive home that advantage at each and every opportunity. Marcus Itole feeds Hutting at the back of the line out. What a dangerous place to roll the ball from. Simple as that. The junior Springboks are in again. And for all the complaints of the Fijians, there will be no joy. Trying to suggest that the ball was not in front. Gert Kemp this time. Indeed, it is Gert Kemp. The other bescrummed kept loose forward for the junior Springboks. So the Fijians provided absolutely no resistance there. It was the player at the front that transferred the ball to Gert Kemp, but there was no Fijian player that was attempting to make the tackle on him, nor provide resistance to the rolling maul. Therefore, no obstruction.
Yeah.
Try South Africa.
Thank you.
Moyo. Well, bouncing that one off the post, it still goes over. Because he's the magic man, Moyo. In terms of images, the Fijian coaching staff, led by Andrew Tui Osborne, will not be happy with what they saw there. Absolutely no resistance offered to that rolling maul. Far too easy for the junior Springboks, who extend their lead. 35 points to 8. Flat kickoff really changing things up. Allowed to bounce by the junior Springboks and taken in by Jathan Orange. Eoster. Big contact, tackle made by Ratulamai. Moyo, sharp pass. He finds Muller in the pocket. Giliomi sets the rack, phase after phase. They play at such a high pace, the junior Springboks. And they play with the ball in hand. This time it's turned over. The Fijians target a breakdown and come up with the goods. Buinamasi rising with the ball. Well, no question in their mind when they enter this area on the field. The captain, Korinawai, points to the posts, and Buddy gets the tee from the touchline. Oh, he slipped as he went to kick his last attempt at posts. Let's see how sure-footed he is this time around. Isikeli Bari drops it over. Another 3 points for Fiji. What a fantastic effort it's been from the Fijians in the first half against the junior Springboks. The second half may be a different story altogether, but let's see how that pans out. For now, they're staying somewhat in the hunt, of course, trailing by a significant margin. But it's all about marginal gains when you're playing against the world champions. Oh, great effort to get up in the air from Christian Forster, just couldn't hold on. And Fiji, just as they were about to run free, called back for a forward pass. And the vice-captain, Tabakal Thoro, in the outside center position. The player to return the ball to an area of danger. I'm sure as an outside centre he'll be happy to run away from the opportunity of scrumming a junior Springboks.
Head in. Crouch. Point. Sit. Sorry, from that side. I'm going to stand on that side. Let's just move this side. Let's just move on this side.
Well, referee Dylan November is refereed at very high levels. Do excuse us for any French or other foul language you may have heard. What great to have a referee like Dylan November out here and taking care of a match like this.
Crouch. Points. Sit.
I think Dylan November's microphone is too good. I think the junior Springbok scrum is too good. Goes without saying who has the physical dominance at scrum time, as those in green and gold earn another penalty. Moyo on the money again. And when you have a rolling maul so dangerous, to have a fly-off that really knows how to drill the ball as far into the corner as he can, it's got to be demoralizing for the opposition. They know the job they have on their hands now. Once again, they hit the 8-ball. Hutting is almost unguarded. So hard to stop a rolling maul from here under any circumstances, but especially when you don't have players in position. It's a second try for Gert Kemp. They will chip it away at your mortal soul, will these junior Springboks. Phase after phase, wave after wave, just when you think you've earned yourself some hope, they go and they snatch it away. Just when you think you're competitive and you're in the game, you head into the half-time break and you look up at the scoreboard and you realize things have gotten wholeheartedly out of control and you're on course to potentially concede 90 points plus in the game. 97 points in match number one. They just kept on piling on those tries. The consistency, the pace of play. And a guy like this to keep on adding the extras. Moyo with another 2. So one last look. That 8-ball for the junior Springboks is catching the Fijians napping absolutely. And they're going to need to find a way to defend at all areas of the lineup. Now the problem is, of course, if you put people to defend an 8-ball, you are naturally leaving people out of defending a 2 or a 4-ball, and that could be detrimental to your cause. At last, Hutting, unchallenged, takes one rising high. The Fijians not timing it well enough to get one of their players under the ball this time. And that provides South Africa with an opportunity to attack, trying to get his hands through the tackle, Christian Forster. He paid the price. Matles Hitole absorbing those hungry Fijian defenders as Brits called for An offside call from referee November. No such luck for the number 9, and Fiji will have a chance to counter-attack through Buddy. Buddy, seeing those defenders coming, looks to drive one down the line, and it's just into touch. Rolling the dice there, the number 10. He is packed with skills. Mahle Sithole. He'll know the job that he has on his hands to become a prominent hooker for South Africa. Absolute production line of high quality front rankers year after year. Jooste in the midfield, dropping bodies. Interesting attempt at a turnover there. Indeed it was. Illegal attempt from Koroinawai, vice captain of Fiji. Bang! Jooste. Well, you heard the call. Yes, Vusiman, and that is coming from one of the forwards. You must absolutely relish what this man does for them. Every time you look up, this man's putting you on the front foot. As a forward, nothing worse than looking up and seeing that you have to run backwards, or the kick has not gone right into the corner and you have to change your plans for the rolling maul. They've gone to the back again. Now, do Fiji have enough players in position? It would appear not! 3 tries from a lack of defense, from a rolling maul to an 8-ball, and this time it's Hutting who helps himself. Well, 15 points before conversions which are almost guaranteed when Moyo's in the house, and that is totally unacceptable for Fiji to be giving up such easy points if you think about it in that way, unable to defend the 8-ball at the line-out. And it's made the scoreline look perhaps misrepresentative of the amount of effort and competitiveness that Fiji have showed in this first half. Now, to be clear, a lot of that competitiveness was within the first 20 minutes of the first half, and since the lungs have begun to burn, the junior Springboks have shown the golf and class ever so more. Moyo, never under pressure, lines it up and knocks it down. The take is great, pulling the arm away, unleashing the teammate. Easy try in the end. That rolling maul is going to be a weapon at the World Championships. Barry with yet another restart. 49 points on the board for the junior Springboks now. They carry on like this, they might get a century. Jooste with the offload. I mean, just look at this from this junior Springbok side. Each and every pass on point. Oh, big tackle on the outside. Steenkamp just about controlled that ball without it touching the ground. And now a slight disconnection, and Van der Merwe was under pressure. The Fijians had a chance to flood in, just not there in number, unable to threaten a turnover. Orange left on his own to protect the ruck. He shows great power against his opposite number, Apenisa Naevo. Jaden Brits goes long. Very long indeed. Clean connection on that box kick, driving the Fijians well behind the halfway line from whence they must attack. And a good tackle from Peter van der Merwe. Keeps them right there. Meli Buinamasi had to go far back to find a Fijian kicker, and Moyo receives the kick. He's not the kind of man you want to enter into kick tennis with. The kick goes far, taken in by Ledua. Ledua, who wants to run, and he chases his own chip. The bounce kind for Quinton Potgieter. An advantage being played to South Africa. Brits pops one over the top, knowing there may be a person out of position. Barry is back to cover. So that call of sternum, meaning the hit was higher than it should be, but not so high as to make it dangerous, or overly dangerous so as to bring about a yellow card or any discussion thereof, should I say. 40 minutes up on the clock. We've got to be approaching the final plays of the half. We're all on the referee's clock now. Mr. Dylan November, and the junior Springboks have one last attacking chance before the halftime break. And they could cross the 50-point barrier before 40 minutes are up. Matle Sitole on the money. Brits now unleashing the back line. That guy's got a pass on him, Brits. Really enjoy it. Christian Forster into contact. No turnover available for the Fijians. Brits want some players to flood around the blind side. Gert Kemp offers himself up. Sternum again. They've got to work on their tackle height. Do Fiji. Fatigue all around on both sides. As Quinton Porchita hands the ball over to Moyo. Moyo will drill it into touch once more. Now let's see if the Fijians have done their homework. Let's see how they line up defensively, because multiple 8 balls, 3 in a row to be clear, have been unguarded. But now as they guard the 8th ball, do the junior Springboks change up their tactics? 4 ball this time for the junior Springboks, but look at the formation of that rolling maul. Matle Sitole calmly getting into position, waiting for the momentum to present itself, waiting for the ball to potentially to be passed back to him. No rolling maul success this time for the junior Springboks. Big improvement for Fiji. Brits gets it away. Bang, that's a big strong run from Jathan Orange. He sets the platform for the attack, and Brits gets away a flat ball to Sitole. Brits is there again. Surely irresistible now. The junior Springboks get 50 up before the halftime break. Luan Khiliomi, the young star, crosses. 2 tries in the first half for the young man signed up to the Sharks, who's already a blitzbok. The resistance crumbling for Fiji. The pressure too much. What more could they have wanted from this first half? They even got a bit of a challenge from the Fijians early on to show that it wasn't going to be an easy one. And the junior Springboks were able to quell that challenge. They've conceded those 11 points. 2 of those being penalties from Barry. And in spite of all of that, they've controlled this first half and scored potentially 56 points. Tough conversion, but you've watched this guy kicking all half. Place your bets right now. Oh yeah, he's only gone and done it again. Every challenge he faces, he knocks down. That's why he is indeed already a world champion. Moyo puts another 2 points on the board, and the junior Springboks surge into the halftime break on the back of some Fijian resistance early on in the first. Let's see what the flying Fijians, the baby flying Fijians, can bring in the second half. For now, the junior Springboks lead 56-11.
Use of our wonderful vendors over here. Get something to eat. We'll see you in just a few minutes' time for the second round of action. The future is now as we get to witness our under-20s, our future international rugby stars. In the meantime, I'm going to hand over to our DJ for the afternoon, Mr. DJ JD here on the ones and twos. Make good day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here at this inaugural Under-20 International, a time where we get to see the future of international rugby. And in fact, we also get to see the future of our fans over here. I'm here with one of the proud Wynberg Boys Junior School members, Mr. Max. Max, how are you doing today? Tell me, Max, do you love rugby?
Yes.
If you had to be a rugby player, who would you want to be like one day? Sia Kolisi, I love that. So you're going to be our future captain one day, Max. Max, what do you have to say to the junior Springboks who are out here playing right now?
Let's go, Booker!
Let's go, Booker! I love that, Max. Thank you. High five, buddy. There we go. Just a few minutes time, the second half will kick off. Junior Springboks here taking on the baby flying Fijians. We have lots of young Springbok fans here who want to let you know who they are and who they support. I have a very young boy over here today. How's it, man? What's your name?
Jesse.
Jesse, how old are you? 5 years old. Jesse, who's your favorite rugby player? Cheslin Colby. And Jesse, what do you have to say to our junior Springboks playing right now?
Kami Booker.
Kami Boka! I love that. Thank you, Jesse. High five, buddy. There we go. and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's almost ready for us to start the second half of action. Please make some noise and welcome back onto the field our Junior Springboks. Can we please also give a warm round of applause to our baby flying Fijians. Wynberg, are you ready? Let's get a countdown going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
40 minutes remain in the second of 3 days at the Under-20 International Series. Today, right here at Wynberg Boys High School. Rondebosch Boys High School was day one 4 days ago and 5 days ago, and in 4 days' time on Saturday we head to Poolrus.
Can't block here. You need to be behind the 9. You can't block.
You heard it loud and clear from referee November. You cannot block. And the Junior Springboks keen to get onto the front foot right away. Orange muscling up to the hit. Good tackle from Rokosuka. Penalty Fiji. What a result. And they want to run the ball as well with the tap and go. Fanamarva makes the tackle. Fired back and Buddy. Fiji keen to attack from their own 22 straight off the bat here in the second half. It was in the first 20 minutes of the first half where they had the most of their energies before being worn down by the efforts of the Junior Springboks in defense and attack, at which point the scoreline started getting out of control on the back of a couple of line-out drives as well. But Fiji showing attacking intent early on here. The offload to the inside from Taka. Buinamisi sends it away. Ledua in the midfield. Happy to go deep before moving forward. They know they have the athletic talents to achieve such things. The cover hit made by Hutting. Boy, he gets through a lot of hard work. Ledua there to clear from the base of the ruck. Buinamasi able to fulfill his role again. Oh, almost intercepted. As Gert Kemp just couldn't get his clutches onto that one. Moyo hanging out in the trams, making his tackles.
We are just a few minutes in here to this second half of our match between the Junior Springboks and the baby flying Fijians. If you're just joining us, welcome to this prestigious rugby ground here at Tower.
On the first half, the scrum battle went definitively in one direction, that direction being the green and gold direction, as the Junior Springbok side showed just how much talent they continue to have at senior and age group levels in that regard.
Crouch.
Jordan Jooste, Matles Itola and Luan van den Berg.
Point. Set.
And now for the Junior Springboks to put pressure on the scrum feet of Fiji. Great power from Fiji to hold up there and present clean ball for Buinamasi. And immediately they unleash their back line where their greatest powers lie, moving the ball away from those power points, if you will, where the Junior Springboks can make such an impact, especially if they're given 2 or 3 phases to set out their stall and line up their opposition. Good ball retention here from Fiji. Very slow recycling of the ball, however, as Barry sends it deep again. It's forcing them into this kind of play. They're slinging it wide and forcing the outside backs to really try to do something special. Apete Rokosuka.
Tackle. Release. Can't carry him back.
Positive start to the second half, just as they head to the first for the baby flying Fijians. Barry drills that one into the 22. Not quite on the 5-meter line. Have no worries there. Fiji can attack. Huge play here for Fiji, fed in perfectly by Raulini. No rolling more from the Fijians. In fact, they've lost control of the ball altogether, opening themselves up for a counter-attack. Tracking back here at speed is Rokosuka, but look at the speed of Bratz putting pressure on Rokosuka. Oh, the bounce had to be kind. And now, oh my gosh, you might as well have tried to counter-attack. It's an attacking scrum for the junior Springboks. Rokosuka got all the way back there, picked up the ball. Occupied Brits. It was always going to be an uphill battle, but any hack downfield or into touch would have been better than setting up a try on the 5-meter line. Or perhaps that's the thinking of a right wing and a backline player who has never had to pack down a scrum as a tight head prop.
All three forward, stability.
Let's see what carnage awaits here.
Crouch. Point. Sit.
Fijian resistance is strong at the scrum, but in the back line, Khaliomi makes it look easy. 3 tries for Luan. Remember the face, recall the name, because you'll be seeing plenty of him in the future. He's just got that uncanny ability to get outside of players, through gaps, over lines. So entertaining. Similarly so, a young man by the name of Zeketelo Siaya, who also happens to be signed up to the Sharks. And this young man, Moyo, who also happens to be signed up to the Sharks. They've been working on their youth program for many a long year now, quite often snapping up the very best youth products in the land, including Evan Ross once upon a time. Moyo unsuccessful for once with that conversion attempt. The Flags stay down. Just the 5 points to the junior Springboks. They have 61 on the board. Be very frustrating to the Fijian forwards to stand up from the scrum in which they stop the advance of the junior Springboks, and as soon as they look over their shoulder, the referee's hand is raised to the sky. Try to the junior Springboks. Well taken at kickoff time. Those few successes that the Fijians had are not being replicated with the kick down the center and the one challenger. Tackler not rolling away. Penalty to South Africa. Moyo gets it into touch. Somebody desperate to make the catch on the opposite side of the field has put body on the line. He's up and back in amongst his friends now. I think that might be the old boys section there. And that might give reason as to why somebody would make that kind of dive. And it comes very well taken by Jathan Orange, and this is a dangerous scenario for the Fijians to defend. It might be a sternum tackle again. That penalty advantage has come about for the junior Springboks. And there you go. Referee November has done very well to manage this match and make sure that none of those tackles which have ventured into the land of danger have been so dangerous as to warrant a yellow card or anything further. And as such, we've kept 15 on 15. But there you go. His patience can only run so thin. Now, a quick update on the most important thing of all. What kind of food and drink do they have here at Wynberg Boys High School? And I can tell you they've got some chips, some burgers. They've got some icy drinks. I won't go for those. A bit too chilly for that. I've got one coffee location, pancakes. I've got some meats burning. Well, not burning, frying rather. And a waffle, crepe and milkshake stand, which I very much hope to visit before leaving today.
Point. Sit.
I can faithfully inform you, the pancakes and the coffee, top class. And on a final important point, there is also a pizza place. Now, it's very important I make it there before the end of the day. Scrum feed South Africa center field on the opposition's 22. The baby flying Fijians showed just how strong they can be when they had to defend a scrum on the line.
Set.
The junior Springboks give up the penalty. A joyful roar comes from Fiji. What an effort, what a turnaround. You can see just how much it means to them. They know that the junior Springboks think they have it over the Fijians each and every time. But on the back of efforts from Jehoshua Ratulamai, Marika Koroi, and Isaac Raulini, they've managed to make a statement of their own. Marcus Miller in attendance today, but not on the bench for the SA Under-20 side. Alzidin Felix still waits there, along with Altus Rabe, Oliver Reed, Bongani Dlamini, Thomas Bieling, Luan Olafir, Jandrian Goosen, and Botswana.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Patience at line-out time, and it brings results. Just about.
No.
Savanatha rising highest for the Fijians, taken in by Raulini, and now they look to set up an attack of their own. They will be feverish to make this count. That was taking a chance from Thomas Bieling. And the 19 onto the field for the junior Springboks. What a chance for Fiji to make their mark here in the second half. You'll notice different from the first half. In this position, they've chosen not to point to the posts, and instead, Isikeli Bari drives it to the corner.
Numbers. He's the receiver. Back, 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 back.
All sorts happening at line-out time. Once again, it's Savanatha, the very impressive number 6 from Fiji, who continues to do all things and all things well for the baby flying Fijians, calling for a little help from some friends to protect the ball and not to allow the junior Springboks to do things like that. Look at the power of him coming straight up the guts of that rolling maul and the tenacity written on his face. Now that's what a coach wants to see. You want to book yourself a seat on a plane. Just look at what Potgieter's done these last 2 games. Came off the bench to score an explosive try in the first, and play like that is standout stuff. Ollie Reed onto the field for the junior Springboks, who continue to ring the changes now.
Krauts.
Luan Olafir, near side flank.
Boys. Set.
Fiji! Oh, wow! This is volcanic stuff from the Fijians. 2 scrums in a row, getting right up the nostrils of the South African side, turning their greatest power against them. Unbelievable stuff. They don't just fly, they drive too. Sports World Fiji, to be specific. And I know just how important sponsorships in the region are now in keeping our game alive. The tap and go, and Fiji hungry for it. Kabale, the first to carry into the face of some ferocious junior Springbok defense. The big man, Ratulamai, lays it back. Conservatively they go now, Fiji. They don't want to pass up this opportunity. Bari now plays it quick as they've set up some space out to the left. And they look to unleash some of their dynamic athletes in over the ball. Looked like Forster for the turnover, and now the junior Boks have the time to break free through Jade Miller. Backwards is the call. Britz's chip goes out into touch. Oh, it could have been high there on Miller.
You good? I just want to check potential foul throw on number 11 green. 14 green. Yeah.
Just shy of 15 minutes into the second half of this clash between the Junior Springboks and the baby Fijians. This is, of course, round 2 of our inaugural U20 International Series.
The Novembers. Tempo was tested just to its limit there and made it well to keep everything under control. Just above Mr. November's head is Marcus Miller. That's a name and a face you may know far better in times to come. If all of the prophecies are true. And what a squad the South African side has available to head coach Kevin Foote, who's come in at the perfect time and come in to change things as well for the SA Under-20 side. And what a change he's made. Became a world champion at the first time of asking. So we're looking for potential foul play.
Yeah, Dylan, we got a high tackle.
Rokosuka, maybe the culprit.
Penalty only, where the AR assisted you on that mark.
So we have a penalty for high tackle here. Just a penalty only. No, happy.
You gotta love referee November. No nonsense. Keeps things moving as quickly as possible. It's the first time he's had to refer something. He did so. And of course, in the TMO box, we have Egan Seconds, a highly experienced referee and now TMO. Having a little chat with him pre-match and prompted, not unprompted, let me say this, prompted, he did remind me when I told him he scored lots of tries, he reminded me he scored 50 and 50 for Western Province. Now, the junior Springboks on the front foot. Peter van der Merwe presents well for Brits. Coming onto the ball, Akabokwana off the bench. Chliomi continues to do the right thing 99% of the time. This guy is ridiculously talented. Gertkamp pumping the knees through the contact. The junior Springboks making good meters. That advantage surely for a high shot from Taka to a player that was lowering his body height, so you'll hope nothing more than that. The discipline has been decent here. Brits gets it away. The meters that the junior Springboks are earning are just too many. It was only a matter of time, and Bongani Dlamini capitalizes, scores, and extends that lead.
It's another one for our junior Bucks.
Brits clears. Now you can see the amount of effort required from a guy like Ratulomai, who doesn't have the most whippet-like of frames, let me put it that way, the big number 3, Jehoshua Ratulomai. Very impressive at scrum time. But when you make big forwards like that run around the field, minute after minute, eventually are going to run out of puff. And the junior Springboks capitalizing the pace of their play, compromising all defensive structures and individual responsibilities for the Fijians. Fiji have managed to quell this point scoring early in the second half. As Moyo adds another 2. At halftime, remember, the junior Springboks were on track for 100. So Fiji will be looking to make sure that doesn't happen. So look at the big number 3 there, the amount of ground that he had to cover. Because his friends, by the way, were not in channel 2 and 3 there. So he had to go from where he was meant to be. As a matter of fact, he'll say, I got to my spot, where were you? So Fiji, hopefully undaunted by the point scoring in the second half. Now Vasi gets it in the air, back underway, and Orange really had to fight to bring that one out of the sky. Jaden Brits, Ali Reid with a no-looker, which is just casual work for props these days. Wow, Jade Miller. So dangerous when he has some space to work with. Sean at the varsity level in South Africa this year. It's the kind of stuff we haven't been seeing too much of from the junior Springboks. Their passes have been making the mark more often than not, even when they're behind the man. Jathan Orange with brilliant hands to keep it alive on the outside. Here's Peter van der Merwe. All the way to the opposition 10-meter line with ball in hand. Brits does not does not look to exercise the first option. Instead, he sent it to Luan Olafir. It's still alive here, but Miller can't hold on. The desperate attempt at a pickup from Lasarusa Luma. Mr. November enjoying himself. Moyo, Captain Moyo, having a chat with referee November.
Yeah, I understand the decision, but it's a team that treats it. It will come in minutes. Okay.
He seems like he'd be a good captain as well. Referee November told him to trust the process. And if you know your footy, there was a certain manager who told a certain set of fans to trust the process. And it all worked out. Order off the field, ready to get underway again. So Fiji, remember what's happened at the last two scrums. And ask yourself the question, has that gone noticed or unnoticed by the South Africans?
Wynberg, when I say junior, you say Bach. Junior! Junior! Junior!
Crouch. Points. Set. Straight down. Tight it, straight down. Straight down.
So they return to the winning column in terms of scrums. Moyo wastes no time in drilling that one into touch. Straight to ground for the tight head prop. Altus Rabe doesn't get any better than that in terms of everybody. The jump, the lift, the throw, the maul starts to roll, but then they get completely torn apart, illegally so. Moyo, I mean, that pass is on the money.
Sorry, time off. Captain. Captain. So we have too many penalties now here. We have 22 minutes. We need to up to discipline. That's a team warning now. What?
Not the captain to start the match, Isikeli Bari, but you can see that he is a leader in this team. Isoa Korinawai in the number 7 jersey, the captain of this Fijian side. Which it must be said has represented themselves exceedingly well.
Substitution.
Were it not for those 3 cheap tries they gave off the rolling maul in the first half, the scoreline would be slightly more under control. That being said, it's quite clear they have been outmatched today by this junior Springbok side, who have some remnants of a world champion team in them yet. They roll that maul once more and launch their way over the line. It's another ferocious rolling maul from the green and gold, and Luan Olafir capitalizes. It's no contest at rolling maul between the attacking rolling maul of the junior Springboks and the maul defense of Fiji, which has been found wanting in more ways than one. Well, the South African tour going strong. What a wonderful place to tour. What a wonderful time of year. It looks like a boys' tour. Not seeing too many partners in the mix. I hope everybody's behaving themselves. Moyo. Or perhaps I hope everybody's misbehaving. Moyo. Oh, he drives it straight and true this time. Oh, this kid is exciting. Olafir exciting himself over the line. We're back underway. Courtesy of the Fijian number 21, Lesimaiki Matuku. Unquestionably, the finest name out of the 46 on offer today. 47 if you include Dylan November. Over the top from Jandrian Goosen. Taken in by Tuvalu. Advantage Fiji. Here's the big man, Ratulamai, caught behind the gain line by Luan Olafir, who has exploded into this match. Oh, beating the defender on the outside, just what the Fijians wanted to see, and then a hopeful ball from Nalvasi. Another sternum tackle. You've been hearing that call a lot today. Good practice from the referees of punishing those tackles that are now drifting towards the head and neck area. Of course, the further you go down in the junior ranks of rugby, the more cautious we are with tackle technique and the like. One more day of play after today for both of these sides and Georgia as they prepare for the World Championships at the end of June. These the last chances to impress your coach and to get yourself in the best physical shape to take on the world. Big opportunity there for Fiji to try to get something going, but you can see from the construction of that maul, they compromised themselves with the body positioning of their players. Therefore, they had to go to ground perhaps before they might have liked. They start to clear quickly and use their power runners to set something up on the outside potentially. Potgieter tries to get in there, can't get hands on ball. Barry, again, the one to step in and clear to the left to try to keep the pace of play high. Untidy work at the breakdown, slightly slowed down. Dasalu Salu. Penalty Fiji. Netani Lesimaiki Matuku slams it into touch.
Number 1 and 3, Fiji sub.
I can only hope he scores a try.
Yeah, stay 2-2.
Keeping a close eye on the pizza tent and hoping they don't close before the close of play. Up at the 2-ball. Impressively so. Nayeva, what a frame he has. Here come the Fijians. Can they get it down? No. We're going under the bar. Penalty try. Illegally stopped by the junior Springboks. And there's more trouble coming. Dylan November digging in his pocket for the yellow card. The question is who's going to get it? Who illegally brought an end to this rolling maul? And it looks like Potgieter. Nope. In fact, off the bench, it's Altus Rabe. Yep. Now he got involved. He was looking positive for a moment, and then he did that little slide and drag move, something that you might have learned in judo. And he brought that rolling maul to a close illegally. Yellow card. First of the game. To Oliver Reed. To Altus Rabe, pardon me. Moyo with 14 players for the junior Springboks gets us back underway. A different kind of test, playing 14 against 15. Another chance to impress upon your coach that you're the man for the job for the World Championships. That contact point was unrelenting, as was that one. There's been no loss of energy from the Fijians nor the junior Springboks. Just look at the aggression of the line. Livithala. And so, another chance to scrum. Scrums which have been fascinating in the second half especially. Some pretty physically hulking figures on both sides of the field today.
Let's go. What are we doing in number 2, Fiji?
Mm-hmm.
This way.
If you heard the plethora of messages coming the way of Dylan November, you'll understand how calm of a mind as a referee you have to have in the heat of battle to shut out all that noise. So
only a front row player can come back on.
Interesting. Little dance around the rules here. So you have to have a designated hooker to pack down at the number 2 position. You can't have somebody who does not play that position and is, well, at this level, not professional, but well-versed in being a front ranker. And so Fiji just trying to sort out the numbers to make sure that we could continue competitive scrums.
18, 8, 8, 18, 18. You need to put your head in, please. Quicker. Let's go.
It's not easy being a referee. So just as the spring was coiled and both scrums were ready to fire into each other, they've had to reset.
Crouch.
7 men of South Africa
Point.
against the 8 of Fiji.
Set.
With Altus Rabe in the sin bin. The scrum feed from Goosen, and Ollie Reid is pumped on that one. 7 scrummers against the 8 of Fiji. Penalty, South Africa. Moyo puts it where he always does. Ah, that one tipping just as Gertkamp was rising.
Hey, it's a scrum. Guys, it's a scrum.
Naevo, the leader of the lip for the Fijians, being called upon to relax by referee November. I'm sure he has no intent of doing anything of the sort.
I'll give you space now. Let's work hard on the back foot. Crouch. Point. Set.
The scrum battle continues, and the junior Springboks look to certainly be getting their licks back. Big tackle from Luan Olafir. It's been absolutely everywhere since coming onto the field. That one slicing off the side of the boot. It's a dangerous ball falling infield, very well fielded by Alzeden Felix. Devastating player when on the front foot. Here is Felix. Goosen gets it away. Reid on the carry. What a carry from the front ranker. Goosen clears once more to Felix. Tried to get a sidestep going before dipping into the contact. Gertkamp. Jandrian Goosen to Moyo. At Lamini in the midfield. Goosen now shifts from right to left. The bouncing ball finds Felix. The offload and contact from Olafir. Perfectly timed to find Steenkamp. Goosen clears. The Fijian defensive line strong, building up the phases of the junior Springboks and growing in confidence. Not making too many meters, but one missed tackle could change all that. Goosen. Botswana. Dipping into the 22 of feet. Oh, big trouble. Everything that we don't want to see in the game.
Hey. Can't do that.
And we absolutely don't want to see that either, because it can be dangerous to pull a player up off the ground when there's been potential compromise.
Dealing with a shoulder there.
Oof, this is not good.
I just want to check if there's any.
Oh, no.
Okay. Number? Sorry? 10. 10. 10. So we're dealing with the shoulder to the head. We do have foul play because the tackle was always upright. It's a high degree of danger, no mitigation, it's 20-minute record.
Up on his feet, and that's good to see. Jade Muller, he's going to get some treatment. That was a headshot. Simple as you like. Textbook. shoulders to the jaw. Oh, the reactions in the background tell it all.
Numbers. Out.
Massive line out here for the junior Springboks. A 20-minute red card, which is a red card for the rest of the match for Fiji. The rolling maul, irresistible again. The junior Springboks stopped short of the line somehow. Goosen. Orange! Not even sure that pass was intended for him, but he intended to get over the line. Orange, for all his hard work, gets 5 points for the junior Springboks. Huge power driving back Lesimaiki Matuku. And these Fijians have expended all of their efforts here on the Wynberg Boys High School field can still be very proud of all they've done in spite of conceding 80 points with over 10 minutes remaining. To these kind of times that a match can slip out of control and all of a sudden the scoreline looks even worse than it may have, with the junior Springboks to find a little golden vein of form and find their way to the next 18 points to get over the line to 100. Moyo adds another 2 and makes it 82 to the junior Springboks. So as basic as the game of rugby gets. Put the ball in my hands and I'll take you over the line.
Behind the kicker.
Netani Lesimai Matuku resumes the match. Orange being challenged in the air again. Look what an asset this guy is. Suliano Savanatha. One man in the air, going up and challenging, and he's come up with the goods on more than one occasion. Lesimai Matuku clears from the base for the 14 players for Fiji. Oh, that offload from Nalvasi. Not the first chicken wing that he's attempted. Not the first time he's failed to hit the mark as well. And Moyo has absolutely destroyed that ball and sent it downfield behind the halfway line. Let's look at the angle of that junior Springbok lineout. You can see the tail end just inching in towards the center of the line to make for more favorable challenging for the ball in the air without drawing the ire of the referee. Perhaps. Advantage Fiji. Oh, looks like Matle Sitole was down for a moment. Now he's back up. Fiji with plenty of energy. Tuvalu breaking some tackles, pumping it up the center, and now they need a quick ball. They really need a quick ball because stuff like this can happen.
Advantage number 2. You need to stay on your feet if you want to make a tackle.
Thomas Beerling getting stuck in, disrupting ball at the breakdown for Fiji. And as such, we go back for that advantage from till the November. No question, the fatigue is set in for both of these sides. Who has anything left in the tank to show to their coach before we pack it in for day 2 and head to day 3 in Stellenbosch and Paul Roos, where there'll be a further 2 matches preceded by a match between Paul Roos and Bishops in a real Western Cape prime-time fixture. Pressure on the line from Fiji out the back of the hand and on the money this time from Lesimaiki Matuku. And Fiji are looking to strike down the center through Ladua. A tremendous energy late on here from Fiji. Another advantage coming their way. Now Vasi gets dragged to ground. Adi Reid's been full of energy since coming off the bench. But the bench of Fiji have made such a big difference.
Never onside.
Savanatha on another carry there, brought down, penalty Fiji. Gave multiple thoughts to the tap and go there. Decided against it, did Ravuama Samo. Netani Lesimai Matuku. Knocks it into the corner. Just look what an opportunity this is for Fiji.
Just wait. Yellow card returning.
South Africa back to 15 players on the field with the return of Altus Rabe. All angles covered by the junior Springboks defense, but brilliantly taken by Savinatha in the air as he had to juggle it on his way to ground. They'll be careful not to draw the ire of referee November here. Will the junior Springboks as they defend charge after charge from the Fijians.
Tackle!
Seuvu brought down. Penalty Fiji. This time choosing not to go for the line out, but rather the tap and go. Apenisa Naevo standing over the ball. Dummy tap from Naevo. The tap comes from Lesimaiki Matuku. Lesimaiki Matuku away. Seuvu next up. They're not making meters right now. In over the ball. Gert Kemp. Gert Kemp. Sounds like he was illegal.
Captain. Captain. So now, that's not too many penalties here. That's a team warning. The next one is going to the bin. Yeah.
Moyo showing that he's captain material. Takes the opportunity to call in his team and pass on the team warning issued by referee November. Now the tap comes from Tuvalu. Oh, big strong defense on Samo. It's fallen loose untidily to Naevo. Still there for Fiji. Lesimaiki Matuku. Good angle. The prop over the top. Oh, there's still trouble here. Cutting back in field. Rokosuka with the dancing feet. That's what the Flying Fijians are all about. And they're in for a 5-pointer. All of their best efforts pay off. Here's Rokosuka on the outside. Look how much he still had to do at the covering defense of Moyo. Not enough to stop his reach over the line. Now those chips appear to be coming from a different location from the one that I've identified. And they look thicker and more hearty. I plan on changing course.
20 seconds.
Netani Lesimaiki Matuku. Oh yeah! Perfect kick from Lesimaiki Matuku. 7 points to Fiji. Just shoveling into the outside. At that point, you know you've attracted all the defenders and you got a guy like this. Just get the ball into his hands.
Let's get the clear and obvious one.
Three and a half minutes left to play at Wynberg Boys High School. Moyo resumes the match for us all. This time it's been misjudged by Tuvalu. Frustration and fatigue, no doubt, for a team populated by just the 14 young men following the 20-minute red card earned by Isikeli Bari. Well earned by Isikeli Bari just a few moments ago, in almost this very place on the field.
Crouch. Point. Set.
Power from the junior Springboks, and Porkita breaks from the base.
Tackle.
Challenging the vice-captain, Tabakal Thoro. Oh, wow. Advantage South Africa with the player flying through for the interception. Orange gets to ground. Moyo now. There's numbers to the outside for the junior Springboks. What can they make of this? Rare opportunity for Jordan Steenkamp. How quickly the players arrive to secure the ball at the breakdown, not allowing for Fiji to surge for the jackal. Goosen gets it free. Here is Luan Olafir. Boy, he works hard. Gert Kemp. Marshaled by Fiji. In for the turnover. Successfully, but we're going back for that penalty advantage now in the final 2 minutes of the match. So no doubt, job well done for the junior Springboks, but the question, of course, is what was the job for Kevin Foote, who has shown him what he needs to see, and who still has something to prove heading into the final fixture on Saturday, following which there will be a capping ceremony for the junior Springboks, I believe on the 13th of June, when we will finally see who will be making a part of that squad to head to the World Championships. Desperately disappointing that must be, passing up perhaps a final opportunity and presenting one to the Fijians in the process with a line out off target.
You're part of the breakdown and you're making the tackle.
Easy call for referee November. Another player leaves the field for the junior Springboks. So no question the first half more impressive than the second for those in green and gold. I don't think Jaden Bretz has anything to be worried about with the output he has produced in these last 2 matches. He's shown what he's made of. Of course, if you want to be the number 9 for the under-20s, you're following some pretty big footsteps in the form of Hashim P, who so lit up the tournament last season, breaking records and all. Chaotic line out. It almost looked like it was intended for the junior Springboks, taken in by Thomas Bieling, and it will be the green and gold that will have perhaps the final attacking opportunity of the match. Pieter van der Merwe negotiates the contact so well as he always does. Painfully slow ball for Goosen. Orange behind the gain line. Fiji almost taking the initiative at that breakdown. Moyo finds Bukwana. Here's Potgieter. So effective in those outside spaces. It's Goosen who gets it free. Moyo puts a speculator into the midfield. Anybody who wanted that could have run onto it. And Orange was the keenest. Advantage still there for South Africa. Moyo takes the half gap and fires it to Olafir. Olafir still on his feet. Oh, he tries for something special around the corner.
No, forward pass.
Forward pass the call. Scrum feed to Fiji. We're on the referee's time now as the clock's just gone red. And as a matter of fact, that's the final play of the match. Another one comes to a conclusion in the Under-20 International Series here in South Africa. And what a series it has turned out to be. A perfect opportunity for these 4 sides to grow their squads, to test their mettle, and to build towards the challenges that are to come. Celebrations head up to the heavens, but it is the junior Springboks who can celebrate another victory. It's 2 from 2 thus far, and they have one final game against Georgia on Saturday, while the Fijians will take on Chile at Paul Roos. Do join us for that. But here at Wynberg Boys High School, it's the junior Springboks victorious, 82 points to 25 over Fiji's under-20s.